everybody. My name's Solange DeSantis. I'm with Entergy Communications, and I was here at BY for 2 years. On this auspicious occasion, I'd like to introduce Joe Lynch of Entergy Government Affairs and Arthur Miller of the Friends of Vernon Town Center.
Great, thank you, Solange, and thank all of you for coming today. It's really great to see everybody on what we think is a really wonderful occasion. Arthur, Entergy is very, very pleased to fulfill our commitment that we've made to the town of Vernon after the shutdown of Vermont Yankee. Vernon has always been such a great supporter of Entergy, and many of our employees lived in this town, raised their families, of course, worked at the site. So Vermont Yankee is very, very pleased to be able to turn over the Governor House to the town and the Friends of Vernon Center. I know you've got some plans in the future, and we're hoping that it gets reused appropriately. So,
thank you, Joe. Well, certainly on behalf of the Friends of Vernon Center, we're thankful for it, and the town. You know, Vermont Yankee's always been a great neighbor to us. I grew up, 55 years ago, born in Brattleboro, had the Miller Farm. Saw the plant come, and to see it go is actually a very kind of a bittersweet moment for us. We're happy to be getting the house, and look forward to being able to have some town activities there and be able to have a center for our town. But we're also recognizing this is a time when Entergy is moving out of town, kind of the last little piece here, and that's kind of sad for us. You guys have been great neighbors, like I say, for 50 years, and it's been a long tradition. And kind of curious to see what happens with the property out there next. But certainly as far as the house, we're really appreciative of you fulfilling your commitments to us, and hope we have a bright future here. And again, thank everybody for coming.
Anybody else want to say something? Patty?
What does everybody think? I just kind of want to add to what Art has said. Vermont Yankee has been an absolutely wonderful neighbor for all the years that they were here. And having Vermont Yankee leave has been a huge loss to this community. We are on the rebound. People are working very hard to bring Vernon back. And we've been very successful in many ways. But old neighbors are hard to lose. And Entergy was an absolutely fantastic neighbor. In my years of having to deal with Entergy on a political level, they were just always amazing, and I can't tell you how much we thank you and the folks of Entergy for all you've done. It's been a pleasure working with you all these years, and we're going to miss you. So
thank you, Ted. Thank you.
Can I suggest that Steve is here, who worked for Entergy the whole entire time that Vermont Yankee was in operation and before, and Corey is here, who's now helping to take the place down, and a few other old Yankee hands, shall we say. So I don't know, Steve, if you want to say anything, you brought something.
Well, I did. I brought something I found in the closet, but I would like to first off thank the Friends of Vernon for pursuing this opportunity, and for Entergy for providing the opportunity of acquiring this house. As a child, of course, I grew up here in Vernon, as did Art, and I used to go by on the bus every day, and we'd look over at this house, and at that time it was part of the Williams farm, and it didn't look like the sharpest residence in town, but anyway, always was a mystery though, and we heard stories about the Underground Railroad and all that business. Well, coming to work here at Vermont Yankee in 1970 and then back again in 72, I got a chance to know this place a whole lot better. One of the reasons I got to know it better was we actually set up our first emergency response center here, post 3 Mile Island Emergency Response Center at this building, and I had to figure out how to arrange emergency response from this building. So I went to literally the cellar to the attic looking for different places to put things. One of the things that caught my eye was the arched chimney down in the cellar, which of course provided a lot of shielding for radiation measuring instruments. You could actually do some stuff there and not have background radiation coming in. So I got to know the building really well. When and it was my assumption always that the plant would be here operating long after I croaked. Well, that hasn't happened, although I'm not quite there yet either. But I am delighted that this building now resides with the Friends of Vernon. It is going to give Vernon an opportunity to tap into its history, which is quite significant. If you think about this house, it was built by an individual who became our first lieutenant governor, as Vermont being the 14th state in the Union, and it has a great deal of historic significance to me as an individual and to the state really as a whole. And so having it as part of the history of town here is really important. As I mentioned, I dug through some of my things, and I wanted to give you this art. It's a picture of the reconstruction of the building that occurred, I think, back in the 1980s. I was going to ask Jan about that.
1989.
89. And this is the work crew here. And Chris.
John Jessup was the restorer. He was the boss. John.
Yeah, and then there was a Chris Parker, I think, was involved too.
Yeah.
But at any rate, this is something maybe you can keep in your archives. And, well, here, I'll give you the bag too. Tell us a little bit about it. I'm not sure if all the data on there is historically accurate, but certainly the building was acquired in 68 or in that time frame, 67 and 68 by Vermont Yankee. And they've taken good care of it considering, what they started with here and what they put it through during construction. This place you would never recognize it today from what it looked like back in the late 60s and early 70s. It was pretty depressing, but it has come a long way back from where it was. I'd like to thank everyone who did support acquiring this building, both Entergy people and Friends of Vernon and other townspeople in Vernon, because I think it's going to mean a lot to the history of the town and future generations of Vernonites.
Thank you, Steve.
Thank you. Pictures of that occurred, but
I know.
it was sitting in my office for some reason.
Well, I understand quite straight.
Exactly right.
Oh, certainly. What are the Friends of Vernon going to do with this building?
In the immediate, thanks, Tim. In the immediate future, we plan to kind of mothball it until April, probably. We're hoping to have kind of a grand opening. Potentially some office space, but also, like I mentioned, a lot of town activities, kind of like the village center that we've been dreaming about. Yep. Whether it's weddings, family functions, community functions, farmers market, I mean, all those are the type of things we're looking at. Yep. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Susan Small here from the Brattleboro Farmer. Is there any work that needs to be done to the house? I myself own a very old house and I know it's in constant need of repair. I just wondered if there's anything that needs attention.
As it's turned over right now, we're in good shape. There are some things looking forward. The roof has some age on it. Some of the sills in the front, we have some trees that may be a little bit close for our comfort, but as far as anything immediate, there's nothing immediate that we feel is needed. Yes?
What about if this is going to be a community center, what do you have to do around like ADA or other compliance measures? Is that
I'm not real sure. Martin, you want to speak to that?
I don't think we've really dug into it. I think that, it complies in terms of the front door, but obviously not the second floor, and that would be hard to do. I think the restrooms are okay, but yeah, those are all things that we're going to have to do down in the future.
Thank you.
Yes, you want the floor, Sarah?
Yeah, would you mind if I just say something? I'm
Please do.
Sarah Coffey.
Here, come on up. Sarah.
I just want to say congratulations. Congratulations. It's really, this is when I heard about this, this is such a big leap of faith for the Friends of Vernon Center to do, and I just want to commend the community and all of you for really taking that leap of faith. And I know Patty has been advocating for this for such a long time, and to me, I see that money flows into communities where community leaders take these kinds of actions, and I'm so proud to represent this town in the legislature, and I keep my eyes out for resources and send them your way, but really this is going to be such an important thing for Vernon, but also for Southern Vermont. It's really, really exciting. So thank you, Joe, for doing this, and for all of you, I just want to say congratulations, and thank you for inviting me to come and celebrate with you guys today.
Well, we appreciate your support.
There's not a lot left to say. I got to work with a lot of these folks for a number of years. To watch the Vermont Yankee site get shut down and now start to dismantle it with a really neat new company has also been an honor. But to kind of have partnered with Joe and the organization as part of Entergy to prepare it and know that rightfully it should belong to the town of Vernon and its historic significance, and it goes back much further than even Skippy mentioned. We had Rich Olsha and Chief Long Joe here recently. We've done a cultural assessment survey and training with our folks. This property has been important for millennia. In fact, I think my favorite quote from Rich is, "It's a good place." And the Government House is a good place, and now it's in good hands. We're glad for that. So, congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.